What is up there, everybody? Welcome back to Just Critting Around, where you got I got a couple host up here. I'm here in Oklahoma, and welcome to episode number 24. We call this the Jeff Gordon episode around here. Over there in Charlottesville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
You have Chris Ritter.
Yes, sir. We're going to the race this weekend.
So I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And the guy they call Diggs, Diggs with no shovel, Aaron Diggs is down there in that Maryland or somewhere up there, right?
Yep. I'm sorry, I can't do the accent. I don't have that one in my repertoire.
Well, when you live in Oklahoma, sometimes it just becomes a part of you. And so right now, I mean, this is right down my alley. I will definitely be ready for this Jeff Gordon episode. So, what do we got on the docket there, Diggs?
Well, we got to start it off with the NFL Week 4. It was a couple more injuries. It seems like every week we're always losing somebody big. Lost Dalvin Cook this week. Derrick Carr is going to be missing a little bit of time. He's got I think they call it a transverse process fracture or something.
He basically broke his back.
Yeah. And they're saying he could come back like as soon as 2 weeks, but more likely it's going to be more than 6 or more.
Mm-hmm.
But Josh Norman, I think, fractured his ribs. He'll miss a little bit of time. But they have the bye week next week, so that's okay. And Danny Trevathan, he's suspended for that vicious hit.
And also, one thing I want to add to this Week 4 recap, I don't know if you guys have seen it, at least recently. Obviously, Marcus Mariota got hurt as well. And the Titans have picked up Brandon Weeden, of all people, while there's a quarterback out there by the name of Colin Kaepernick.
Well, Brandon Weeden's from Oklahoma.
And Brandon Weeden's also 33.
He might be. Is he 30? Only 33?
No, yeah.
I thought he was like 36 or 7 now.
He's 30. He's 33. I think his win-loss is like 6-20, something really, really bad. The Titans are built around a mobile QB as it is anyway, and they went out and signed a Brandon Weeden over Colin Kaepernick when, in my opinion, signing Colin Kaepernick right now should be at an all-time, should be the best time to sign him. I mean, with all the protests we've seen go on anyway, it's not adding fuel to the fire or anything. If anything, we've overcome that hurdle of that media attention. Every team has got it now with their players kneeling. So,
man, there's got to be something else to it. I can't imagine, especially a team like Tennessee, that they, because their offense, like you said, is built around a mobile quarterback. I mean, can they not reach him? What's the deal? I don't understand.
Signals get lost in the afro or something, man.
I don't understand that because you at least reach out to him. Yeah. If you're Tennessee, and if they didn't reach out to him, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's some other stuff that we don't know because nobody's really heard Cap talk.
I mean, that's always been the biggest gripe is we want to hear Cap talk, tell everybody you want to play football. But from everything that you hear from the outside, like Chris Carter met up with them and said that he's in phenomenal shape. He's ready to play whenever. So just waiting for that phone call. So I don't know. It kind of just plays along with that narrative of the owners are blackballing Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah,
it's what it just plays along to.
Yeah, I think we got. I thought we made a little, got past that, like you said. So that's what I don't understand is how that if you get past something, I just think it's literally. I wonder if I'm the owner, who do I contact to get a hold of Colin Kaepernick?
Does he not have an agent?
I mean, I think he's. There's somebody else handling all his calls or something like that.
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with football. I forget who it is.
Yeah. So if you gotta, it's kind of awkward, but sometimes you have to suck up a little bit of your pride. Maybe I don't know if that's the right word to use, but he's got to put himself out there. Like, hey guys, NFL owners. You could tweet this. I want to play football. Give me a freaking call if one of your quarterbacks goes down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
he started the movement, and it's just funny how full circle it's come.
Yeah,
to players are kneeling. I mean, we saw the 49ers literally before last game. Every player almost was kneeling, and he they didn't run him out of town, but
Yeah.
he kind of chose to leave. But they were going to cut him anyway, I think. So I don't know.
Well, he had a lot. He had a lot of guarantee, or he had a lot of money that was going to be coming his way. It was, a business decision too, because like you said, he did play pretty decent last year. But.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that, I mean, there were some big games in Week 4. I mean, we saw the Bills go down to Atlanta in their house, take down the Falcons, and take sole possession of first place in the AFC East, as well as my Panthers going up to Foxborough, beating the worst defense in the league. And
Cam,
yeah.
Can you like throw me something out here? Okay, I drafted you in fantasy football.
He threw you something out last week. You just didn't start him.
I know, mainly because in our league you get like a half a point or a point more for running touchdowns by a quarterback. Yeah. So Cam has been like a prized possession for quite a few years.
Yeah.
I drafted you, and then you do nothing the first 3 weeks, and you go out to New England and you do this. But I'm becoming to realize, like, we'll see how it ends up, or the next game. But is the Patriots defense just that bad?
Oh, the Patriots defense is that bad. I mean, with Bill Belichick, this is something you're not used to seeing from the Patriots. We saw, I mean, yeah, they're my team and I loved it, but there was a lot of defensive breakdowns, mental breakdowns. I mean, you see on the McCaffrey play, and this could just be a testament to how the offense was running, but on the McCaffrey, Fozzie Whitaker touchdown, McCaffrey did a swing out to the right. It was a fake to him with the screen coming back the other way.
Yeah.
And literally 8 players, they had them all circled, were keyed in, looking and running towards McCaffrey while the screen and play was going the other way, and it was a walk-in touchdown. And that's just something you never see with the Bill Belichick defense. And to touch on your point with Cam Newton, the first 3 weeks struggling, I mean, if you really do think about it, I mean, it's his fault for getting the surgery late, but so he played 1 preseason game and threw 2 passes and then played 3 games. So essentially his preseason's done now. That last game wasn't his preseason. I mean, it helps that he played against the worst defense again, but he played against the worst defense the week before in the Saints, and he couldn't do anything. But this week he comes in and plays the Patriots. So I don't know.
We'll see how his durability is throughout the year.
In 2015, the key to the Panthers' success was Cam Newton ran the ball 8 times a game, and he ran the ball 8 times against the Patriots.
But as he gets older, man, he can't do that.
He can't. But if you're a coach, you're gonna have to say at some point, "Hey, this is what he does best." Like, you're just gonna have to live with it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes him better. The swag he gets when he runs, he makes a first down. He gets a pep in his step. He's like, I don't know.
He just can't take the hits. He's got to get down.
Yeah, but if you watched, he took it like his slide. It looks like he was working on sliding. Like, his slides were more than phenomenal, and that's weird to say about a slide. Like, it looked like he was out there practicing at the Knight Stadium across the street from Bank of America. I don't know. I hope he can keep it up. We'll see in the weeks to come. We got a tough test this week. So
I can't believe Benjamin was playing. Like, I just saw that one play from last week, and I just assumed he tore his knee up, and I didn't really keep up with it. And I see him out there and kind of
he was supposed to be limited, and I mean, he caught like 5 passes for 100 something.
What about that Trevathan hit? What do you guys think about that?
I personally did not think it was dirty whatsoever, because I think if you watch, football is so, especially at the NFL level, it's so fast. And they were losing, and the whistle wasn't blown yet, and he was fighting for extra yards still, Devontae Adams. And if you see where Trevathan, he lowered his head so he wasn't really looking at him anymore. And when he had started to go at him, Adams was standing up, and Adams ducked down while getting hit, like getting tackled. And it just so happened to be a bang-bang play where he hit him straight on in the face, you know what I mean, and knocked him out. So
it just seemed like, but mostly in slow motion, and even when they were playing in full motion, it looks like, you said he was still attempting forward progress, but it looked like he had stopped and he was, kind of going back towards the line of scrimmage, and his body was just, he was wrapped up. Yeah. And so that's the only problem I have with it. Is it wasn't as dirty as of a hit I've seen, but I still think, that was pretty. If you've got a guy that's wrapped up and falling down, and you're flying in there, and then you duck your helmet, your head in right here.
But if you're out there at full speed, you're trying to make a play.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, the ref didn't blow the whistle. Right. I mean, I think it was a bit excessive, but dirty, no.
Yeah, and you mentioned
it was dirty.
Good point. The refs, I've noticed in a few games that I watched, I'm trying to recall the plays, but they have not been blowing the whistle as fast as I've seen them in the past. Like they've been letting a lot of these, if you get wrapped up, they're letting them, just huddle up there for a while. So maybe the refs could, blow the whistle in a situation like that. Because, I mean, outside of, what was it, Tommy Frazier, a Nebraska quarterback when they played Florida, you don't see too many players in a pile escape. Especially in the NFL. I mean, if you're wrapped up, you're pretty much, wrapped up. Yeah. So I think, maybe they could get a little better with that.
I mean, speaking, just to stay on refs, not important, but an interesting thing that I heard over the past weekend after the games, at Monday really, was amidst all the protests and so-called ratings going down and things in the past 2 weeks because people are boycotting the NFL and whatnot. It was on Colin Cowherd's show. Do you think that the refs, because if you watch it, the refs, the flags seem to be going in favor of one team, and they seem to be keeping games close. Because since the protest, games have been close. Because obviously, first 2 weeks, games were really awful. Yeah. It's a conspiracy theory, and we're not buying into it. But I'm just saying it's an interesting point just to think about. Because the Panthers, the Panthers got away with a lot of calls against the Patriots. I mean, Cam gets sacked in a second on third down on that last drive, but they call a hands to the face on the outside corner, not involved in the play. So. It's something to keep an eye out for in the coming weeks.
I truly believe if you have a team that goes up 3-0 in the NBA Finals, I truly believe that Adam Silver or there's somebody in an executive role in the NBA that calls the refs and said, hey, you guys have been letting it go. We need to tighten up a little bit, or whatever's going to help the team that's down 0-3. Now, and that's how the NFL and the NBA can sway games a little bit, and it's not necessarily bad, because I do believe that if you look at the film and you see a team that they're letting hold for the past 2 games a lot, well, I'm going to watch that. And so maybe there is some of that. Hopefully it's just limited to that and it's not in excess. But I think that's the only control they have. Once they get out there on the field, they can kind of tell the refs what to look out for.
Jared Goff, the man is looking like a franchise QB.
If he has time, he's a surgeon in the pocket, man.
Dude, he throws so effortlessly. I was watching, just the highlights from the Dallas game, and he's just slinging the ball, fastballs really, essentially, over the middle of the field with ease, like nothing.
Yeah. You know what he looks like?
Give it to me.
One NFL player. It's pretty much identical, high release point, Tom Brady.
See, and that's what I've been hearing. Brady-esque with some. He's a little mobile. He's more mobile than people give him credit for.
Well, look at his high school highlights. The dude looked like Michael Vick, and it's just funny, and it shows you how fast the NFL is, and even college for that matter, every step up. Because you look at some of these immobile quarterbacks once they reach the league, and you look at their high school tapes, and you're like, this guy
They're athletes.
Yeah, they're athletes. They're hurdling people.
If we went out there and tried to tackle him, we'd probably get juked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't tell that to our sometimes co-host Jairus Jones, though.
Landry Jones, who I believe is still a backup at Pittsburgh, but when he was in high school, he played for Artesia, New Mexico, and this guy had 150 yards rushing a game. And if you look at him at the NFL, he can't escape the slowest guy on the field. So
it's just a testament to the speed and the athleticism nowadays.
Yeah, everybody on the teams, they were a track star in high school or something. They're some of the best athletes.
Yeah. I think with the boom in young quarterbacks now that we're seeing, and we're going to see with Trubisky starting to play this week. He's named the starter. I think QBs are having more success now because offensive coordinators and coaches are now they know what they have. They know the product in front of them. They aren't trying to mold them into something that they're not, essentially. They're not going to throw, with Deshaun Watson, you're not going to make him do Tom Brady things. And Jared Goff, obviously you get him weapons around him in the offensive line, a center and a left tackle, and he looks great.
Yeah. Well, to go back to St. Louis, they did improve the O-line somewhat from when Case Keenum was there last time. And then McVay gets there, and, some people don't realize that sometimes, a lot of offensive lines are really good in the NFL.
Yeah.
But if you have a running game, that brings keeps the linebackers at bay on play action. Even pass plays, they stay at bay more. So, if you have a delayed blitz, they don't come, maybe fractions of seconds late. And that helps out these quarterbacks. And like a person like McVay, you have Tavon Austin, Sammy Watkins, Cooper Kupp, Todd Gurley. There's so many weapons that they have.
Surrounded them with weapons.
If you call a game right and run the ball effectively, and if you got Gurley, I mean, they're a team that's good. They really do look good.
It just shows how much a difference a coach really does make, because McVay inherited a situation where your best receiver at the time was Tavon Austin, and Jeff Fisher had Tavon Austin playing on the outside, and Tavon Austin's not an outside receiver. Tavon Austin's a slot at best and a jet sweep kind of guy. And that's what McVay is using him as. And they went out and got weapons. I mean, they upgraded that line significantly. They didn't just make improvements. They got a deal at left tackle and Andrew Whitworth, and then they got a center in Jonathan Sullivan from the Vikings. And that just shored up their line. It gives Gurley – last year, Gurley was getting hit in the backfield every play. He had, yards before contact, I think, was negative something. So it just goes to show the difference a line and a coaching staff who knows how to use the players makes. Jeff Fisher's hard-headed and stays back in. He likes to play old-school football. But the way kids are playing nowadays, they're more athletic in the pocket, rely on athleticism, and they need the help, around them, especially when you get to the NFL and things are faster and you don't, and live bullets are coming at you and you're used to college speed. So
yeah. Well, I watched the Dallas St. Louis game, and Dallas was, they were bringing it tighter in between the tackles. Their defense and their linebackers are playing tight. And McVay, he wasn't afraid to call a toss play 3 times in a row. Or he called a toss to the right side, and then he'd called a sweep to the left, and then he'd run a jet sweep with Tavon Austin to stretch them out. And as soon as they did that, then he went across the middle with Gurley going deep. So he was setting them up. And he's one thing I really respect about McVay, and I watched him in Washington last year, is he'll set plays up. He'll run a play knowing it might not get anything, but he's setting the defense up where he wants it.
Yeah.
And
it's a chess match.
It is.
He knows how to relate to his players too. He's 35?
33, I think.
Yeah, so he's the age of some of his players.
Yeah.
So he knows how to relate, and it just helps out.
Yeah.
Other than that, do you have any other takeaways from week 4? The Dalvin Cook injury sucks. We touched on that, but they have Latavius Murray. I think they'll be fine. He just has to get back off of that ankle surgery.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook stuff. And is
Teddy Bridgewater coming back? Because I heard that he would be ready halfway through.
He's coming back at some point this season. If they give him the start, I don't know.
Please give him the start. I think I don't know what he looks like in practice. He nearly lost his damn leg, but
if he can play, he'll start. But I think Keenum does an adequate job.
He does good.
I think he plays if Bradford doesn't come back. I think you got to give it to Bradford if he comes back. If Bradford's healthy.
Something's wrong with Bradford's knee again. You don't miss 2 weeks on a non-contact injury in your knee. He didn't sprain it. He played through that game, so it has to be structural damage, in my opinion, right?
I think so, but I think he might have got a the PRP injection. Some
plasma.
The platelets into his knee, and that's really what I think he waited too long to do that, and so he's missing a little time on some recovery. But I don't know. It's
a bundle of riches up there in Minnesota for sure.
Loki, just something funny is some guy in our league, fantasy football league, hit me up because he's got a plethora of running backs. He's got Dalvin Cook, Hunt, and I can't even remember the other one, but 3 top running backs. He says, "Hey, I'll trade you Dalvin Cook for Gronkowski."
I'd be he just died.
Yeah, and then right away he just died. I said, "No, I can't accept that, man." Anyway,
we always forget the fantasy questions. We got to get back on that. My teams are looking good this year.
If anybody's got fantasy questions, send them to us.
Send them my way, because right now your boy's 4-0, 2-2, 3-1. I think.
I'm killing it in our league right now.
Yeah, I think I lost to you. That was it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, week 5, some anticipated matchups: Lions, Panthers, 3-1 teams. Lions should be undefeated, so that's going to be a tough matchup. What are some other ones you guys have? I just know that one because it's my team.
I just think the overwhelming theme of the NFL through the first 4 weeks. I know, like you said, the first couple weeks it was kind of blah, but it's parity. I mean, there's no dominant team that I would go out on a limb and pick to win it all. Sure, Kansas City, but they never have been there before. They look good.
They look very mortal. They look very mortal. So
they do, but they also Washington, I think, had a good game plan last night. Once they get rolling, they're solid. But like you said, they're mortal. I think parity is the overwhelming theme of the whole NFL. If you had to pick one team right now, who would you pick to win the Super Bowl?
To win it?
Yeah, to win it.
Ooh.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. Last year, this time, we could pick a New England. We could pick, some Green Bay.
Atlanta or something, yeah.
Yeah, Atlanta.
I would think if I'm going to go matchup right now, I'm going to have to say it's going to be something like a Kansas City versus Green Bay. But my only question with Green Bay is, can they stay healthy? Green Bay seems to always get hurt. And, I mean, we already see it now. They're starting to dwindle. They're on their third, fourth string running back as it is.
Green Bay's their own worst enemy, too.
Yeah.
They have trouble controlling the clock because they score quick. It puts their defense in holes.
So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting because I really want to see the Lions and Green Bay go up against each other. I need to see how that goes down because we had it in our rankings, and our man's Matthew Stafford looks good. He knows when, like, he might not throw a lot of touchdowns some games, like last game they won 14-7, but he's not making mistakes that he would make in the past. He's just getting the ball to where it needs to be, moving it down the field, and he's just winning games flat out. They should have won that Falcons game. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I think the jury's still out, but if I'm going to go right now as of week 4, going into week 5, I would have to say I will choose Kansas City versus Green Bay right now.
Kansas City versus Green Bay. So I would actually go with. Man, I don't on the NFC side. I don't even know. I can't even think of one. But I would have to go with like I don't even know.
That's tough.
It's tough.
Definitely tough.
I want to go with the Patriots. They're 2-2. I think they'll pull it together on the AFC side. On the NFC side, I would want to go Green Bay, but Pittsburgh.
They don't play well away from home.
I know, but they're a team that could be up there in consideration.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Big Ben's declined significantly.
Yeah,
I think they're a sleeping giant. If I'm picking them versus the Falcons.
What, you really think the Falcons?
Yeah, I think the Falcons.
But
if Le'Veon Bell stays healthy, Pittsburgh really might get there. From what I've seen so far.
The Rams look dangerous too, so
they do. They're just got some young baller.
Yeah, we'll see. They're gonna get a test this weekend. So
I don't know. And just to the Falcons before we head over into NBA, Matt Ryan without Shanahan, it's back to our coaching argument or coaching point. Ever since Mike Shanahan has left, Matt Ryan is back to what he was before his MVP season. Matt Ryan isn't deadly in the red zone right now. He's struggling as it is. His down the field throws, I think against the Lions was against the Bills was like 2 for 12 with 2 picks. So
speaking of Shanahan, and you brought up the red zone. So the 49ers ran a play when they were on Monday night when they got into the red zone that I would have to just show you this play, but the route combinations on the red zone, it was ridiculous. The outside receiver actually ran what's his name, Taylor, the little white dude, ran like a zig route to the inside. The other guy ran a fade, but how they lined up and did it out of a play action and full protection, and there was only 3 people going out in routes, was ridiculous. And I was like, how did they put that together? And then it was Shanahan, and then I look at Ryan not doing so well in the red zone, and I'm like, that goes to the coaches right there.
It does, yes. I mean, they tell them the reads to make. So once you learn the playbook, you essentially will know the reads. That's the theory. So it's definitely coach. And
on the other end of that point is coach. If coaches have bad reads, some people don't realize when you look at it, when you review film and look at a football game, they're like, oh, that guy was wide open. Well, if a coach says if there's a single high safety, you never look to your left or you never, look for this particular route, your progression is totally different. And so it's not always on the quarterback.
Yeah. A perfect example is it was a 3rd and 2, and there was 2 receivers on the outside. Bird, who was a former track sprinter, and then we had Funches on the outside. And Funches ran a little hitch, like a 1-yard hitch, and Bird ran a streak. And it was man-to-man, zero coverage. And Butler bailed on Funches and just booked it. And Cam didn't even look anywhere else but Bird based on the pre-snap read. Yeah. And that's got to be a testament to the coaches or what you see in film and practice. Coaches have to tell you, hey, if he's one-on-one here, throw it to him. There's no way that Cam – because they were lined up next to each other. He would have had a first down if he just threw it short.
Right.
So, I don't know.
And speaking to this while we're on coaching real quick, I think you saw the video, but Belichick –
yeah.
Did you see the video on Belichick when they saw how the Texans DBs were reacting? Yeah. And they were like, they said, hey, they just caught them kind of talking to each other. And they said, oh, well, they probably said if he does that again, I got him. Perfect. Right. We'll draw up a play for that. And, they drew up a play for a house call just off of looking at them, kind of talking after a play.
I wish red zone offense was as easy as Shanahan makes it look in Madden, because in Madden it's impossible to score inside the 5. But
it's tough, period.
Yeah. Let's move on to the NBA.
Right.
So some big things happened this past week.
We can go ahead and let Justin have this one.
Go for it.
I'm watching the Thunder right now. Raymond Felton looks like he's gained about 50 pounds. He was already huge, thick, man. But this is a stocky dude, so he's gonna have to get in a little better shape for the season. Because he's not gonna be. He got pickpocketed by Chris Paul earlier in the game, but Russ. He's basically, he wears Jordans. Jordan helped induct him into the Hall of Fame here in Oklahoma. He gave his induction speech.
What are we talking about? He's already in the Hall of Fame in Oklahoma?
Yeah. Oh, he's in the Oklahoma Hall of Fame. Dude,
gosh.
Bro, we appoint quickly.
Because it's all you got.
Yeah, we put him. Hey, if you
y'all probably already got the statue made, huh?
Dude, he's got the key to Oklahoma, not just Oklahoma City.
So
this is
in your house. Hey, Justin.
If he wanted to, he could get away with whatever because he's in the Oklahoma Hall of Fame.
Well, yeah.
But he deserved the to get paid, and let's be honest, he waited until KD's birthday. It was not a coincidence. He knew he was going to sign. He probably told Presti. That's why you never heard Presti or anybody talk about it. Normally you hear some of these executives talk about it. Nobody said a word because they knew he was going to sign.
Yeah.
They just waited till he, because he lives in LA during the offseason. He comes back. He starts a practice. It was close to KD's birthday. Let's just wait till then. Bam. Let's sign.
Biggest loser in all this is the Lakers. I don't think Paul George. I think Paul George is going to stay. I think you guys are going to pay $300 million next year for a good team. I think you guys really don't care. It's at the end of the day, I think you'll make it back.
Yeah, right.
One of the best fan bases, even though it's a small market in the league. So
they were hungry. It's a fan base that was all about college sports. So we're a college type atmosphere.
Yeah. So to answer our production question, will this help the Thunder retain Paul George? Absolutely. Melo's got 2 years as it is. So he's gonna opt in because he's making more money than he'll make if he signs something.
If they gel well together and they get to the conference championship, Paul George is staying.
I think that they will gel well. The only question right now that I have with the Thunder is depth. That's it.
You got some young. We do have some depth. They're young. Terrence Ferguson. He played really well in the scrimmage the other night, but he's a stick, and he's got a lot to learn. So that will be the toughest part is depth, and that will come. That will rear up its head when you get to the playoffs. So that's hopefully they can shore some of these positions up. That's why I would like to see Felton get in some shape because he's good for about 2 minutes on the court. It looks like right now. But as long as Adams, everybody can stay healthy, I like it. And then Jeremy Grant, watch out for him because this guy's super athletic. He's gonna be asked to do more, especially with the second team. So and he's looked really well in the scrimmages.
So Westbrook now the highest paid player I mean, I'm always been the proponent of not hyping that up in any sport because it's a cycle. The next person is going to get paid higher than him, and the next person is going to get paid higher than both of them. So right now, though, he is the highest paid player, deservingly so. I mean, he stayed. He showed loyalty. And like you said, the troll on Katie's birthday was 100% a plan, and I love it. It's petty, and I love it. I think it builds the rivalry up more. And we're going to tie in this point, which is a little later. And it's honestly the perfect match. It's either these two, ready? Because with the NBA changing their all-star format to 2 captains and having a street ball pickup, the 2 captains right now have to either be Russ and KD or LeBron and Kyrie. Those have to be the 2 captains. Without it, to be.
I like that.
I agree.
They got it. They
should be the other 2.
Yeah. Oh, just imagine the buildup. Yeah, it's gonna be huge. And I don't really realize why the NBA waited this long to do this, but I'm actually excited for the All-Star.
But here's my question: I'm excited for it too. But are they going to play any harder? I don't really see them playing too much harder. It's still going to be your 160 to 150 game. If they could put money on the line or something.
If you put Russ against KD, and you have this buildup of rivalry,
you got to put Russ and KD on a separate team and LeBron and Kyrie on a separate.
Right, you're gonna have some guys that say, "Let's go out and get this," and I mean they're gonna have to add something.
Well, Russ always plays hard though.
Yeah, Russ. Yeah,
I don't think he doesn't have a first gear. He's always in 7th.
Yeah, always.
He's a sports car.
But I like they're gonna have to. What else do they have to do to make it more competitive? Where
they got to put money on the line.
Yeah,
but I mean, the winning team gets paid more, as it is now, right?
I think it should be winning team takes all. Then
you get 0 if you lose.
Yeah.
I like that. I just
That or have a 3-on-3 tournament.
They make enough money. It's not like it's a large amount of money that they make. I mean, it'd be large to us, but
yeah. I mean, it make them play hard.
They get 0. I like that.
It'd be a four-quarter game, first quarter. Because I mean, they start playing hard in the 4th when it comes down to it. I mean, they're competitive, but I don't know. Another question. What's going to happen with the jerseys? No more East-West jerseys? You have to buy are they going to make their own team names or something?
KD,
Team LeBron,
Team
KD.
Russ.
I don't know. I love it though. Yeah. It's a great change. It's good. Perfect for social media age.
I would like if they pitted, one team wore Nike, the other team wore Adidas, or
so I feel like that could be another game, Team Adidas versus whatever.
Right. But I mean, that would just add to it. It's like who you got.
I think. Look, I don't know if I said it on the show before. The dunk contest, right? They need to do pro dunkers versus street dunkers.
I've been saying that forever, man.
Yeah. They need to do that.
Because there's some great, on my Instagram page, I see a dunk competition every time I scroll through, my feed. A lot better than anything I've seen in the NBA lately.
Outside of Derrick Jones or whatever his name was from the Suns.
Yeah, he was good. But I wonder how they'll perform out there because James White was one of the best dunkers ever. And when he finally got to played with the Knicks and he got in the dunk competition, he couldn't make a dunk.
Do you have any?
So I don't know.
Yeah, sorry. Thought I was gonna die right there, dude.
You need a peanut butter and jelly, Chris?
No, man. There was Publix recalled ground turkey, and I be eating bad ground turkey, but I don't go to Publix. Earth Fare boy all day.
Earth Fare, okay. Gotcha.
You guys don't got Earth Fare out there?
Nah. We have.
Where do y'all go? Piggly Wiggly?
Monica goes
Never
to Target.
heard of either of those.
Target. Yo, you hear this, Aaron? We talking stacks.
Sorry.
I go to Target.
Yeah,
Target.
Target.
What's wrong with Target?
Yeah, Target. Well, we got a Walmart, little grocers. We got a Country Mart. Country Mart here on the Jeff Gordon show.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon with the Coca-Cola 600.
Sometimes I go over to Country Mart.
Welcome to 102.7 Rebel Radio. Yeah. So, is there any other points on NBA? No, I mean, there's scrimmage in preseason. I'm pumped for it to start. First game of the season, LeBron, Kyrie. Expect him to get banged up a little bit. The Cavs are going to run Kevin Love at the 5. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah, Kevin Love's their starting center now. Tristan Thompson's coming off the bench. So, in theory, I guess first game you'll have D Rose, who actually looked really explosive again. and he has something to prove, I guess. So it'd be D Rose, D Wade, I guess Crowder. So D Rose, D Wade, Crowder, LeBron. I think LeBron would play the 4 ultimately.
Yeah, LeBron. 4,
yeah.
Crowder 3.
And then K Love at the 5. So it's gonna be interesting. We got some good storylines going into the year. It's gonna be a good NBA season. I love it. Jairus and all our co-host Jairus and people of his like mind who say it's ruining the NBA. It's made it better right now. I mean, the regular season might suck, but the playoffs are going to be litty too titty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they spread it around because now you do have Houston. You do have an OKC.
Yeah.
You do have some teams that can compete with the Cavs and the Warriors. Maybe not win, but compete. Last year, we didn't really have too much of that. So I like this season coming up a whole lot better than I did last season just because.
I agree.
Yeah, I think there's like 6 teams that could potentially push for the finals.
Yeah. And you know what team that I'm excited to watch because hopefully they got it all together? Phoenix Suns.
I mean, it's just always a young team. I guess they got to get out of that young stage.
Yeah, now it's time to go ahead and get out of it because you've got some Bledsoe played great last year. You got Booker.
I think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't know. It's because I think the Pelicans are going to be in the playoffs again.
Yeah, it's going to be tough in the West.
Going to be in there. Yeah, it's going to be tough to get a spot because you still have the Spurs. You have the Spurs, the Thunder, the Rockets, the Warriors. I think the Pelicans, probably the Grizzlies again.
Yeah, the Grizzlies will be there.
So they can definitely get one of those last 2-3 spots. I think they'll go 8 to 6, 6 to 8.
Well, the Clippers aren't going to be in there, so that's another spot open.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Maybe the Jazz. Maybe they can keep it going.
Rubio with the man bun ponytail, he might. I don't know if they will though. Without Gordon Hayward, they're not. I don't think they'll be the same. They don't have that. I mean, Rodney Hood.
They're not going to be as good, but they might be able to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they got a great coach, so.
I sure could use a little OJ right now.
Oh, yeah. I like what you did there. I'm not great. I'm OJ. Okay. Yeah.
So Diggs, Nevada, that's like the state he's going to live in?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. He's going to live somewhere in Nevada. But
of all states, I mean, weed's legal in Nevada. There's gambling. It just seems like that would be the state if I've been in prison a lot. I might stay away from Nevada.
They can put him out in the desert somewhere in like a nice house.
Yeah.
I hope.
Hopefully.
I mean, he's still making money while he was in prison off of something. Something was bringing him money in. So it's just a big name. He was released early in the morning. He still got stopped at a gas station by somebody who was asking him questions, but he was like, I'm just trying to go home. I've been blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, hopefully he fades into the darkness, and we kind of forget about him while he's on parole at least until he can move around. I probably would have chose California if I'm being honest. You get everything there. You can go to the mountains. You can go to the beach.
Yeah.
Good weather. You literally got best of both worlds in California.
He killed too many people in California.
One too many. Two too many.
But they'll find him in California too. I think he might have a chance to stay low key out in Nevada. Well, depending on where he is.
He's got to live in like a Star Wars hut in the ground.
Dude's gonna be
no, it actually looks like a place where it could be a Star Wars hut.
That's what I'm saying, right? You walk down and it's like a mansion in the ground.
What was the uncle? Have y'all ever seen Vegas Vacation?
No.
Oh,
I didn't see that one.
First of all, go watch Vegas Vacation right now. That is like a requirement for me to even talk to anybody. They've had to have seen Vegas Vacation.
Well, who's in it and when was it made?
Chevy Chase. And
gosh,
what is the other dude's? What is the other? The first name. What is the other guy's name that was the uncle? But he lives out there in freaking nowhere. But no,
black and white.
No, come on, dude.
I was about to be upset.
Vegas Vacation, go watch it. Seriously, you will like it. Vegas Vacation is funny, and so is and Christmas Vacation. Both of those are like classics. Even the regular Vacation, where they go to Wally World.
I'm more of like a family vacation. What's the other one? Where the Millers. Those are good ones.
I mean, this is what Where the Millers was born off of.
Somebody gets bit in the nuts by a tarantula?
I think that.
No, I'm just kidding. We took a left turn.
I'm trying. I'm trying to think. Randy Quaid. That's who he's cousin Eddie in the movie, and he's
so what for the people out there, the tens of people who listen, if that. Well, what are some other movies you got?
Oh, movies to watch?
Give us your go-to outside of Vegas Vacation right now, before we get into our power rankings for the NFL. A little media break here.
Man, I mean, my favorite movie of all time is Inception. I mean,
really?
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't heard many people say that. So
yeah, Inception's a really solid movie.
How many times did it take you to watch it to understand it?
I mean, you catch a little something different, but I've probably seen it 5 times, and I've caught a little something different every time. So I mean, I understand it, and it's just that, I mean, whoever thought of that was, how we could live together in our dreams and stuff, and that was crazy. So definitely Inception would probably be number 1. I'm hearing great things about this movie coming out on Friday. The re-up of the old Harrison Ford Blade Runner. It got 9.7 on IGN. So that would be solid.
It does look good with Ryan Gosling. He actually got hit in the face. But
well, that's Inception. So Inception and Vegas Vacation, regular vacation, Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase. Funny stuff, man.
Okay. Well, I might check one out.
And Dumb and Dumber is my favorite comedy of all time.
Really?
The original.
Really? Favorite gangster movie of all time? Shot us. Anyway, official JCA, just critting around, if you didn't understand it. Our NFL power rankings. We just going to do a top 5? How are we doing this? We're doing this on the fly.
Let's do a top half. Top half. So,
top half.
16?
I think I need a barometer, so 1 second here.
So, we got to go with Kansas City as number 1.
Well, obviously, yeah, Kansas City's number 1, for sure. Definitely.
I would say that. But then it gets shaky from like 2 to the, 2 to, I would say 6.
I guess number 2. Ooh, man. Number 2.
You know who's getting hated on, at least on the ESPN power rankings? Detroit.
Yeah.
They won and they fell back. They're number 9.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Number 2, we'll go Green Bay. We'll keep it there. Right. Number 3, I would go Broncos. Right. Atlanta, I think they escaped. Chicago. They escaped Detroit. Both of those games should have been losses. Honestly, the Detroit one should have been lost. The Chicago one, if somebody knew how to catch the ball, they would have won.
Yeah, I like Denver solid number 3.
All right, so Denver number 3. I had Green Bay number 2 and Denver number 3.
I think you got to put either. I would put like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, maybe I say Pittsburgh.
I go number 4.
Okay, yeah, Pittsburgh 4. We'll go Atlanta 5 and Detroit 6.
Why is Atlanta ahead of Detroit?
Just because they won.
I flip flop.
I would too, but I mean, it's just not fair if you know what I mean? Like if you lost and you guys had the same record, your only loss came to them. Granted, at the end of the day, it comes down to win-loss, right? So
yeah,
I think just by default, I mean, they're still 3-1, even though they escaped. But
yeah, but they lost to the Bills.
But the Bills are 3-1.
Yeah, the Bills are 3-1.
Gosh, yeah, that gets tough. I see what you're saying. All right, so we got.
You see the problem me and Matt had last night, yo.
So we got KC, Green Bay. Wait,
somebody
Green Bay
this
2.
down? I'm about to forget.
I'm starting to write it down now.
All right, so we got KC, Green Bay, and then we got Pitt.
Yeah, KC, Green Bay, Denver,
and then Pitt.
Denver, Pitt, Atlanta, Detroit.
What about the Eagles?
Yeah, I mean,
That's a good one actually. I might have to put them at 5.
Nah.
Bro, I forgot about them to be honest with you.
Yeah, but
They look good.
Yeah, but they're squeaking by, and they obviously last week lost Sproles. So
yeah, that's true too.
I think we keep it how it is. We'll put the Eagles next. I think all these 3-1 teams almost have to be above most of these 2-2 ones. Why are the Texans 2-2? I mean, they got a great defense. Deshaun had one really, really good game, and granted, half the time he got the ball on his side of the field.
Why
he had 2 good games? You mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying like he just put up 57, and in this one they went up from 17-10.
Why is Seattle?
That one's blowing my mind. I think
6?
Seattle's living on their name. I mean, they have the worst. I guess their defense is what's doing it, but they have the worst offensive line in the league, probably.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't know and they don't really have too much of a.
What number are we on?
I think we're on 8 because we got KC, Green Bay, Denver, Pitt, Atlanta, Detroit, and we said Philly.
All right, Philly.
Philly. So you know what I'm gonna do?
Philly. So we're on 9.
So I'm gonna put the Texans have to be ahead to me of the Seahawks.
Oh, for sure.
I agree.
But do you think the Texans should be above the Bills or the Panthers or the Rams?
Not the Bills.
Panthers, I know that's your hometown team,
look,
but they've been squeaking. Honestly, they might be one of the last 3-1 teams. I would probably put the Rams and the Bills ahead of the Panthers for now. I know they got a good win against the Patriots, but
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
I put Bills at 8.
At 9.
I thought we were on 8.
I thought we were on 9.
We're on 8.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're on 8. Philly, and then whatever's after.
Well,
so it's really between them 3 that we just named.
Well, then it's got to be Philly. What, out of the 3-1 ones? No, wait. How can the Panthers be last on the 3-1 teams when we beat the Bills?
Because
we gave the Bills their only loss. We beat them 9-3.
Because you beat them 9-3 is why.
But we beat them 9-3. We held them to 3 points. We have the best scoring defense in the league.
Yeah, but the Bills aren't exactly known for their offense.
But we beat them 9-3, and they beat the NFC champions and the Falcons. I'm just saying, you put 1-1 laws. That's how laws work.
The Rams go in now. We got to put the Rams.
That's fine. In. I think that the Panthers have to be above the Bills.
And I got to put the Lions. Have we put the Lions in yet?
Yeah, the Lions.
Yeah, Lions are in.
Okay,
6.
so I put.
6.
So are we agreeing on the Rams as what, number 9?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll put Carolina ahead of the Bills. So Carolina goes in next.
They have to be if we're going.
So hold on, what's 8 then?
Oh jeez.
So they're 8 then. The Rams are 8.
Oh, Rams are 8 then. Yeah, Rams are 8.
All right.
Rams 8.
So Panthers are
9.
And we'll go with the Bills.
Bills at 10. Texans at 11. Do we have them up higher?
Well, you know what? What about the Bucks? I mean, they had that bye, but they're 2-1.
Yeah.
Who did they lose to again?
I think it was a pretty ugly one. I mean, the Panthers have an ugly loss too.
Yeah, so they lost to the Vikings, but the Vikings were rolling that game. But they beat the Giants. They beat the Bears. Nah, that's whack. If you beat the Giants and Bears, sorry, we can't. They'll probably be lower on there. All right, so what are we on, Diggs?
We are on 11.
So, and we've got the Bills, and we got the. Where's next? Have we placed the Eagles?
The Texans.
Yeah, we did.
So Texans will be next.
Yeah, let's go Texans. I like Texans.
Texans.
So Texans at 11.
Skins have had a strong showing. If we want to put them there.
They're in there, but I don't know where. They're definitely in the top half.
I would probably put them in. What number are we on now?
12.
Because they're a strong 2-2 team. I would probably put them at 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's about where they are.
Above the Cowboys, obviously.
Yeah.
I would probably put the Cowboys right after the Redskins.
So you're gonna go Redskins Cowboys?
I think so.
Okay, that's fine. Redskins Cowboys. I'm gonna have to go Bucks after that.
Yeah. They got two. I mean, they lost to the Vikings, which are 2-2. I think you have to. A lot of has to. I don't know, man. That might be tied.
Look,
Vikings and Bucks are tied for 50.
Yeah, it's just 1A, 1B. It doesn't even matter. Can we talk? What is ESPN's logic? Because they have the Chargers going up from 27 to 25, yet they are 0-4.
Nah.
I mean, they did, but they're in like all the games. Like,
yeah, okay, but you're 0-4.
Power rankings takes a lot more into account, though. So
you don't go up though. You got to be bottom.
Yeah, 0. You haven't won one game.
Yeah,
you go up.
Like it doesn't matter if you're in every game; you're losing every game.
How did they have the Colts?
I'm trying to think.
31?
They've got better than ESPN.
They've got the Giants. They've got San Fran ahead of the Colts. The Colts had a really good game. Not this past week, but the week before.
Look, man,
and they're ahead of them.
Yeah, we're just not. We're not healthy, man. We'll see. We're on 16. This is the last one.
Last one. Look, man. Throw me the Saints there. Saints have been balling.
Yeah, they have.
I mean, the past 2 weeks they have literally been balling. Their defense sucked, and then they shut down the Panthers, and then they balled out last week.
How bad are the Giants?
Oh, they're bad. You think Odell stays or leaves? That's what we'll end it with.
Oh, he leaves.
Do you think Odell is staying or he is leaving?
Oh, he's a wide receiver. He leaves. I mean, even if he's gone.
Yeah, he's definitely
He's
gone.
gonna go. I mean, if he wants that type of money, he's gonna go to the place that pays him the most.
We'll take him in Carolina.
And to be honest, whoever's gonna pay him the most is probably gonna be a bad team.
Yeah.
And that ain't good for Odell because he thinks it's bad now. Anyways, all right.
DeMars are kind of strict. I think he wants out.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think their coach gets fired.
Give us the
McAdoo.
You think so?
I think so.
McApoo.
We'll see. It depends on where they finish.
Yeah.
All right. I need to hear that Justin country accent to close us out.
Well, everybody, it's time to round up your girls. We're going to do a little do-si-do on the way out of here.
You sound like a slave owner. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, we get the point, though.
Anyways, I want to thank every single one of you little fellas for joining us on Just Critting Around, where Justin and Chris and Aaron Diggs take everybody for a good old ride along this internet deal that we call YouTube. Thank you very much, and I want to dedicate this episode to Jeffrey Gordon. Used to be friends with his mama. And anyways, I invite you back next week for episode 25. And we are going to call the episode number 25.
Who's got it? I don't know. Who's number 25? I don't know. Oh, man.
I don't know, but you sound like you drive a John Deere and not a race car, so.
Jared, number 25, we going to go with, who's a good number 25? 25.
Oh, my God.
I don't know any 25s, man. Stay tuned next week. It's going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
I guess it's Chris Thompson, just for Jairus.
Just for
just to see if we're not even gonna tell him.
Oh yeah.
Come on next week.
Yeah. Come on next week here, Jairus, and you can come and be a part of a Chris Thompson episode.
There you go.
So
we got one.
I want to thank everybody for joining in, and we are out right now. You have a great rest of your evening.
Oh man.